Hey, welcome back. Whoa, what happened last night? Actually, I think I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the video just to say a couple quick things. Um, but I'll try not to spoil what happens or whatever. Not that it's super interesting. Um, First thing is always drink responsibly. I don't know. I should have probably said that before, but whatever that means. Does anybody even know what that means? Yeah, I drank this whole bottle. And, yeah, I'll do like an in media res thing where, like, I'll do this now, I'll do the video part, and then I'll come back at the end, I think, to, like, bookend it. But it's not really in media, it's more like in India, because it's, like, the end. So we're gonna invent a new thing today called in India res. But yeah, just to show you, don't worry, I don't die or anything. But I don't want to give my thoughts away yet, so yeah, now on to the fun part. Question mark? Hey, welcome back. So I don't have anything prepared for today except told you what I was gonna do today. I'm gonna drink this thing. So what time is it? It's 7:20. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna record. Yeah, and I'll talk about it. I'll just talk about, like, I don't know why I'm doing this and stuff while it's happening, but, like, alright, I bought some wine and we're gonna drink it. I can figure out how to get this thing open with the corkscrew. I've never done this before. This is fun. Oh. A little piece of cork. That's cool. Ugh. Alright. I don't have any wine glasses because I never have wine. So, oh god. So yeah, before I do it, let's talk a little bit about, no, you know what, let's just take a drink first, because I want to record for like an hour or two and just see the effects of it. So the only preface you need to know is I never had any alcohol before, so a lot. I don't know if I probably shouldn't drink all of that. I don't know. So this is, yeah, I've never had any alcohol. I mean, I'll talk about it later, but like, I've never had this much of anything. And I don't think I've ever drank wine before. So this is the first time and I'm recording it. That's fun, right? I don't know. It's good content. Although I don't like make faces when I drink it. I'm not like, oh. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's interesting. So this is a Monarch Glen Merlot. Seems like pretty good stuff. I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about. One thing is, I was thinking like it's not going to change my personality that much. First thing I should talk about is all the memories I have of if I've ever had alcohol. And then I talk about why I'm doing this. I mean, that first sip was not great. I'm just so used to soda, like, being sweet and stuff, and it's not sweet. Good. That is a... Yeah, I've definitely never had wine before, because, there are people watching. I feel like I would remember that taste. I don't know, like, the different kinds of wines either, like Merlot. Whew. I mean, there may be a couple of times when I've had communion wine, but you don't drink communion wine. I mean, whenever I've done it, you take the bread and you dip it in the cup, and so that's all I've ever done. So yeah, I was talking to my therapist about it. I was like, I don't see it affecting my personality. I mean, one thing that I'm kind of hoping is that it'll make me talk like louder, and I won't be as self-conscious about the people upstairs. Although I don't really want to make this a habit. Like, if I never drink wine again, like, I don't view it as like a tragedy or anything. Wow. God. Whew. No, I don't like that. So why am I doing this? I feel like it'll help me feel a little bit more normal. I think part of my anxiety, like being around people, is just feeling like I never had any experiences and like I'm not normal, so I can't connect with them. This is part of that. The cursing, like that video I did about cursing was kind of part of that too. Remember, old social anxiety gaming fans will remember. I also drank coffee for the first time on this. Somebody who used to watch Chelsea sent me Tim Hortons coffee, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever had coffee, and I never really had before, and I tried it for the first time here, and like that's just part of it. So like if I do this now and I go out with people or something, and that's part of it, is like, oh, I'm having more experiences around people. So if somebody offers me wine or something, it just feels weird to be like, oh, I've never had wine before, and it's just like, it just feels bad. Like, I'm not normal, I'm a weird person. But also, like, I don't want to try it for the first time there, and they're like, oh, you never had wine? Ooh, let me watch you have wine. I don't like that. So I just don't feel comfortable. Like, I didn't even feel comfortable with my brother drinking beer. I gotta keep drinking this. Ugh. God. Is that like after? Whew. I don't like it. Not a fan. Ugh. Martha Stewart. Why do you drink this stuff? Oh, Martha Stewart sent me this. I bought it online. I bought 2 red wines and 1 white. And I think you're supposed to drink a lot of water, because I don't want to get sick. I'm not going to drink that much, but I mean, I want to keep drinking until I notice some kind of inhibition melting away or something. So I took like 5 sips. I don't notice anything yet. We'll see. Whenever people describe like drinking alcohol, it does kind of sound like magic. Like, oh, your social anxiety just is gone forever. Like, oh, that's crazy. And seems also kind of scary. Like, that just cures you forever. Why don't you just drink alcohol all the time then? Wish it tasted better, because then I could drink it quicker, but it does not taste good. I don't like it. You're not supposed to drink it in like gulps, maybe. Like soda. Drank a lot so far. That was a sip. That was a little sip. Oh, I'm not. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it must make you feel better, because it does not taste. I would not drink that if it was like wine flavored soda, like non-alcoholic wine. You just like the taste of it. I remember feeling the same way when I had coffee for the first time. So I'm like, this doesn't taste good. And they're like, oh yeah, you gotta put sugar and cream in it. And I'm like, well, then I'm just like a milkshake. Like, I'm just drinking cream. I like the taste of cream, yeah, and sugar, yeah. But it's just masking the coffee taste. Yeah, if you just have coffee black, it has like a aftertaste. I don't know, I think I'm winning this bet. I don't want to be too cocky. But like, I don't notice. Do you not notice anything? And you're just like, that would be weird. Your self-awareness maybe is affected, so that like you feel like you're normal, but when you watch it back, you're like, whoa, whoa. 7:35, so it's only been 15 minutes. I got some Thin Mints to maybe help with the taste. But yeah, just somebody just drove past and I was like, ooh, they're looking at me. Still not gone. Thin Mints are good. I've heard the Thin Mints pair well with a red wine. If you're eating peanut butter cookies, then that's a white wine. Dual thread aromas of sweet berry and tangy cherry burst into your nose. Sweet berry and tangy cherry? I smell feet. I did a Zoom meeting yesterday for the besties group, and that went well. Like, I was the leader, kind of. Because Sadie can only do one Zoom a month. So she's like, if anybody in the group wants to do it, you can lead your own, like, community Zooms. So I've talked about that. Like, I did it on Friday night because for people like me, that's when I've noticed, like, the loneliest or whatever. So we talked a little bit about FOMO, and I have my notes. I took some notes, but it was funny because, like, I ran out of my notes in like 5 minutes, and we stayed for an hour. I gotta drink this again. It's that second hit. Like, if it was just the first hit, and then once you breathe in, it like, ooh. My breath stink. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? Just gotta down this sucker. 7:41. I gotta finish what I got here. Don't want to chug it though. I feel like that's bad. Yeah, what is that? Why when I breathe out? Oh god, this is embarrassing how, like, much I hate this. Am I missing something? Why do people like that? I'm like a kid, like I'm 10 years old. Oh, I don't like... I feel like there's a lot of scenes in movies where, like, they give the kid alcohol. It's like, come on, give little Timmy the alcohol. And then he drinks it and he's like, bleh. And then everybody's laughing, like, oh, ho, ho, ho. I hate that. I hate that. Why are they laughing? Because they know it tastes terrible? Effects of alcohol kick in within 10 minutes or so, depending on the strength of your drink or how fast you drink it. It circulates through the body in 90 seconds, thereby allowing alcohol to affect your brain and other organs in a short amount of time. The full effect of drinks are felt within 15 to 45 minutes, depending on the speed of absorption. Usually, a man will start to feel tipsy after consuming 2 or 3 alcoholic drinks in 1 hour. A woman... So what's 2 or 3? Yeah, so you have to drink a lot, I feel like. I'm not drinking enough. Alright, let's start going quicker. Oh my god, this tastes terrible. 218 milliliters. I'm gonna measure how much I'm drinking. I feel like my pulse is higher, but I also just drink caffeine, so maybe that's part of it. I feel like alcohol is supposed to make you more tired. Oh, Jesus. Why did you drink this stuff, Jesus? You're crazy. You're crazy, man, Jesus. I mean, I'll try the other red wine. I forget what it's called. This is Merlot. Oh god, I'm gonna throw up. I just had pasta. Maybe that wasn't the best thing to eat. I'm waiting for, like, the slurred speech. Although I already kind of do that anyway, so I already slur my speech when I talk. I mumble. Alright, I'm almost done with this. God. Oh, I was about to say, well, it's not that bad. Oh. And then it hits you with the second. Those berries, I guess. I wonder if 14% alcohol is, like, nothing. Probably. Isn't vodka like 80%? There you go. One glass down. I'm gonna measure how much I'm drinking. Oh, wow, yeah. Ooh. Okay. I think I only had maybe 100 milliliters so far. This is 250. No, well, it's a little. I think I've had 200. My therapist was wrong because she said I would start feeling something with half a glass. She said because you've never had it before, so you'll start feeling something. You're correct that the vast majority of wines check in at around 12 to 14%. The biggest factor that determines alcohol percent in wine is the sugar in the grapes, which convert. I don't know, I'm a little bit scared to drink too much, but am I noticing anything? Is the room shaking? Are my inhibitions melting away? So let's go. Let's keep drinking it. I don't know, some people are like crazy about wine. They're like, oh, I love wine so much. I don't get it. It's wine o'clock. Oh, that was a big gulp. That was a big gulp. God, I swear I'm not putting on this act. I don't like this. It's 7:50 right now. In a half an hour. I don't feel anything. I just don't understand, because like when I went to my trip to the lake with my cousin, they drank like a lot for me. I mean, they had like a couple beers every day, and they didn't seem any different. Like they weren't, I don't know. So like whenever I've been around people, I don't see it. Like I see people on TV like pretending to be drunk, and they're like, dear water, blah blah blah, and they're like, oh, that's what being drunk is like. I don't get it. Do I seem louder? My perception of myself is 100% the same as it was at the beginning. But I'm thinking maybe part of it is like your perception is altered, like your self-awareness can be altered, because that's what you see when like people are like, don't take my keys, like I'm fine, I can drive. Like obviously they're not fine, so they must be perceiving themselves as the same as when they're not drunk. I'm not drunk right now, absolutely not. Right? I don't know, maybe when I watch this video back, it'll be like, bleh, 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 and I'll be like, oh my god, you're so awful. But right now I feel fine, totally normal. I mean, I don't feel like I'm acting any different. I'm a goofy weirdo, and I'm not even being that goofy right now. So yeah, I don't know if this is helping me, because like, I don't know, if I go out somewhere and they're like, hey, do you want wine? I'll be like, no. I'd rather not. I mean, do I want to be making faces like this when I'm with people? Like, oh. I just don't get it. I mean, do you get used to it after a while? Yeah, it's interesting. I'm 29 years old, and this is the first time I'm having alcohol, really. So it's interesting. I mean, maybe you do just get used to the taste of it, and you like it because you associate it with some kind of like a lighter feeling that you get. Still waiting for that lighter feeling. Wow, that was too much. That was too big. I'm just trying to down this sucker, but God, I don't want to breathe out. I'm gonna breathe out. It's a bit of an oaky afterbirth. I mean, if I drink all this, that's a lot, because I pretty much drank the whole bottle. No, there's 750 milliliters. I probably have had like 300 so far, which is a lot. That's the thing the therapist told me, is like, you can't go back, which is like the obvious thing of like, you drink too much and then you're like, oh, I drank too much, and then you feel sick and you can't like undo what you drank. I took a big gulp, so I should probably give it a second. I should have a mint. Yeah, I just got up, walked around a little bit. I don't feel any different. I guess I gotta keep drinking till the pain goes away. I don't know. Maybe I should try to think of something sad and then be like, oh, my parents were in a car accident and they died. I'm so sad. And then see if the alcohol makes me feel better. Can I talk louder? No. You know what it is? My refrigerator is on right now. So when my refrigerator's on, I can talk a little bit louder because it has like a... I gotta keep drinking. Like, I'm worried I'm gonna get sick, but I want to also feel like some inhibition. Maybe I'm just like, I don't have enough social interaction right now, but maybe if there was a person here right now, I would notice more of a difference. I don't feel like I'm talking any different than like I talked at the Zoom yesterday. I could talk a little bit more about that while I'm trying to... If I drink all this, that's a lot. That's like 500 milliliters of 14%, and it's saying like 14% is... I mean, I feel like when you drink, like if I had a person over and we would share a bottle of wine, right? We'd like drink the whole bottle. They'd have half and I'd have half or something. And I've pretty much had half. And I don't feel any different. It's annoying, but I knew it. I'm gonna tell my therapist. I told you. This is therapy approved. She told me it was okay to do this. So if I become an alcoholic, you can blame her. See that happening. I think I'd like to try... Maybe I'll buy like... I don't know, vodka? Should I get like vodka or like a shot of something? Whiskey or something. She told me rum and coke. I would like rum and coke, so maybe I should try that. My therapist. I didn't even say that. Could she get like disbarred if if that got out? All right. Wow. Not a fan. It's 8 o'clock, and I feel like I've had, I've had like 300 milliliters, maybe a little bit more. I've had like half already of waiting for a buzz. Yeah, I guess I did think like I'd have like a really low tolerance or something because I never had alcohol before, but I knew like my self-awareness is like so powerful, and like my awareness of my anxiety and my stubbornness to like always be the same person. It's hard to explain. Maybe I'll drink more and then I'll be able to explain it. We tried to explain how before I started doing this, I'm like, it's not gonna affect me that much. Like, I might get sick from it, but I feel like my awareness of my own... I mean, and like, if I drank like 3 bottles or something, obviously, like, that's gonna kill you. It's so much alcohol, so then that would affect me. But the idea of like it affecting my personality and having me be like lighter and like, oh, my inhibitions are gone, I just felt like my social anxiety is so strong, and my self-awareness and like my stubbornness to like be this person all the time was so strong that it would be impossible to overcome. Like, I'd need, in order for me to overcome that, it would take so much alcohol that by the time I reached that point, I would just be like so super sick. Like, it would be too much. Am I feeling anything? I don't know. Maybe my head, yeah. I don't really feel that much different, but I notice my head right now is feeling a little bit... I could feel my head. Like it's like a little bit lighter or something. But when I move my head, I don't feel... Well, I feel a little bit. I don't know. Let's give it a second. It's 8:04. It's been 1 week. 8:05. Is anybody watching this? What do you think about like alcohol? I mean, tell me like your experience with it and stuff. I want to know, how does it work? Am I doing it wrong? Martha Stewart said that this was her favorite or whatever. I bought the Martha Stewart Trio. It was really nice because I ordered it online, and because I was definitely stressed about like going into the liquor store and being like, which one should I get? And then like kind of walking around the liquor store not knowing like what to buy and being nervous about that. And then you have to go up, I'll take this, and then he would probably card me because I look like I'm 10 years old, and that would be weird, like, oh, I gotta get my license out. And yeah, I guess I'm not noticing any difference in my personality, but I'm noticing my head is a little bit lighter, which makes me think that my hypothesis was correct, that I'm gonna get sick before it affects my personality. That's my hypothesis. I gotta go to church tomorrow. I hope I don't throw up. Think I can drink this whole bottle? Would that be bad? Ugh. Yeah, that was my hypothesis. That I probably should have stated that more clearly at the beginning. But like, yeah, if you kind of boil down what I was thinking, it's like you're gonna get sick before it affects your personality. God, I wish there was just a magic juice you could drink to make your social anxiety go away, but I feel the same as I always feel. Except my head is a little bit, like, I'm starting to feel a little bit in my head. Like, don't move your head too much or you might stand. I mean, maybe it's not possible, but what's coming to mind is like, well, maybe everybody is just wrong. And like, you only drink alcohol when you're out with people and like you're at a party. So, you're already kind of outgoing at a party, and the alcohol is just kind of like a placebo or something. Like, so you drink alcohol when you're around people, and so then you go home and you're like, oh, when I was around people, I was like drinking and I was having fun. But maybe the alcohol has nothing to do with it. That's a stupid theory. How? I don't understand. Come on, work. Make my anxiety go away. Take my pain away. Red juice. I'm gonna drink all of this, which may be a terrible idea. A therapist told me I would feel something with half a glass. I'm not sure how much she meant, but if I drink 500 milliliters, that's gotta be enough to do something. Maybe this is a flawed experiment because there's not enough social interaction to notice a difference, maybe. I thought that like having the people upstairs would be enough to be like, oh, if you start like, well, I mean, my therapist said this. She was like, oh, you're gonna start like singing and that's why, like, I always viewed like you drink some alcohol and then you're just like a totally different person. But I always thought like that's not gonna happen to me. I don't see it. How much do I have to drink? Tell me. I almost drank this whole bottle. Like, you want me to drink 2 bottles? No. That seems like way too much. Should I try the white wine? Operate machinity. Did I just slur there? Uh-oh. I always slur. I'm just a bad reader. Okay. Let's not prove anything. Machinery. Alright, let's try a little bit. Okay, yeah, when I looked it down, I felt a little bit like, whoa. But still not, I mean, I don't feel like my personality is any altered at all. I'm too there you go. I just reversed words, which is not great. I was gonna say I'm too still self-aware, but I'm saying I'm still too self-aware. I feel like your self-awareness would go away. Like that's part of releasing your inhibitions or whatever. I do feel like I'm getting close to a threshold of like, I mean, I think I can drink more and not be sick. But I do feel like I'm on some kind of a threshold because I could feel something in my head a little bit. Maybe I need to drink the whole bottle. But like everything that I'm doing now is not something that I think that I wouldn't do without the alcohol. That's what I feel like the point of the alcohol is to, like, you feel a little bit different. But like all the mannerisms I'm doing with my hands and stuff, the way I'm talking, it all feels exactly the same, which makes me think that it's not. I don't know, what does alcohol do? It makes you, it lowers inhibitions, right? But maybe when I'm recording videos, my inhibitions are already low. That can't be right, because I would be talking louder. Or maybe this is as loud as I want to talk. What? I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm worried I'm gonna get sick before I... Like, I'm gonna keep drinking to be like, come on, feel something different. And then I'm just gonna start barfing. Because I drink too much. But that would prove my theory. Right now, to me, myself, like in this time, my theory's been proven. The only thing that could shatter that theory is if I watch it back and I'm like crazy. And I'm like, oh my god, you're so crazy. And you're so much different than all your other videos. But I have a feeling right now that that's not the case, but it's hard to know. My reflexes are still intact. How are my reflexes? Are they still intact? I want to check. Come on. Okay. Those police tests, they make you walk in a line, right? And if you like are wobbling or whatever, it's you fail. I can notice my reactions being a little bit delayed. I can kind of. I'm being a little bit lighter and a little bit woozier. It's 8:22. It's been an hour. That Wikipedia article said like you're supposed to feel it within 30 to 60 minutes or whatever. Here we go. More. Well, it's 6 o'clock somewhere. Okay, if I drank all of this, that would be a lot, because this is another 250. So that would be at least 600 milliliters. Wowie, wowie, wow. Ugh. Alright, let's take another go. I'm still, like, I don't feel nauseous, really. Whenever I drink it, I feel nauseous because it tastes like foot, but... And his body. Where's his body? Here's his body. Here's a communion for you. His body broken for you. Oop. I feel like if you're watching, or if my therapist was watch this, she'd be like, oh, that last thing you just said, that was kind of like a funny joke. Like, maybe you're starting to lower your inhibitions. But to me, right now, it still feels like that would be a joke that I would have made if I wasn't drunk. I'm like, come on, look at me right now. I'm not, like, acting drunk. Let's take one more drink. Okay. I think I'm feeling something. Yeah. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit different now. So I should just keep talking and see if I, say something weird that I wouldn't have said normally. Okay, I think I've hit my threshold of, like, okay, I'm noticing a difference. Ooh. So I should probably stop right now. But do you notice a difference in my personality? I don't. I do feel a little bit like yeah, it's weird. It's like a Novocaine. Like, that's the only thing I can compare it to, is like when I have Novocaine in my mouth. But I just kind of feel it in my upper body. Just in, like, in my lips. Just feel kind of like a numbness. Take another sip. I definitely feel a little bit slower in my speech. Wow, it's wine o'clock. It is so wine o'clock right now. I mean, my impulse right now is to not talk, which kind of proves my point that, like, I don't know, that, like, that drinking wouldn't really help me, or that it wouldn't lower my inhibitions around people. I don't really understand how feeling this way would help me in a social situation. Right now, I just kind of feel tired. Bleh. I don't know. I just feel kind of like slower and like, but I don't really understand how this would help me in a social, well, yeah, I feel lighter, and like more tired, but why would this help me in a social situation? I don't know, maybe the more you do this though, the more you're like more comfortable around people. I definitely feel like my motor functions are starting to get impaired and my head is a little bit heavier and more. Can you see my eyebrows? It's interesting. I'm feeling my stubbornness threshold being pushed up against. There's about 75 milliliters left, which means that I've drank if I drink this whole thing, it's 675 milliliters. I mean, I do feel kind of pressure. Like, that's why I'm squinting, because I feel kind of pressure in my head. I mean, maybe this is stupid for people who have been drunk their whole lives. They're like, oh yeah, duh, I know how that feels, because I'm a drunk and I drink all the time. But this is my first time. And I've almost drank an entire bottle of wine. Maybe I should just drink the whole thing. Do you think I'm gonna get sick? I mean, it still tastes like feet, but I don't taste any berries in there. 8:46. I knew it. I knew I would be, like, my self-awareness there. I could feel my motor functions, like, starting to deteriorate a little bit. But I don't feel like wanting to be more verbose and, like, loquacious or whatever. I don't feel that. And I don't feel my inhibitions. Do I feel my inhibitions? Do I care about the people upstairs? That's the thing that I've been trying to keep in my mind. It just feels like my head is like a little bit more cloudy, and I'm not as alert. And I feel kind of numb, like in my face, which is weird. Like when I talk, my lips, sometimes I can't fully feel them. In my Let's Play videos, I'm pretty slow anyway. I'm not the most, like, quick-witted person. Okay. I just heard myself say quick-witted, and it was a little bit slurred. I didn't really feel that. That's funny. Wow. Slapped me in the face and I can't feel it. Okay, I felt that a little bit. That was what? Well, I mean, that's the whole bottle. I drank the whole bottle. Go. I mean, I wanted to feel something, and I'm starting to feel it. Let's drink this. I don't know, maybe my decision making is bad right now, but I don't notice that much of a difference. But I'm noticing definitely a difference. But I feel like I'm kind of more self-aware. Yeah, I'm feeling like if I, oh my god. Yeah. It's definitely like, if I was around people right now, I would like just want to go into a closet and hide, because my self-awareness is still there. I can still feel it. And I'm like, I'm still like so self-conscious about how I'm feeling when I'm drunk, which I feel like when you're drunk you're not supposed to feel self-conscious at all. But I would still feel self-conscious if I was like this. I feel actually like my cognitive ability is more inhibited, so like I'm not able to be as funny or as interesting as if my cognitive abilities were totally 100%. Which I feel kind of disproves the theory that like alcohol helps social anxiety, because I still feel self-conscious about not being interesting. I drank the whole bottle. This is such a bad idea. Oh, it's that. I did it. The whole bottle. Oh my god. I did the whole bottle. Let me try to get up. And okay, I'm definitely it's definitely affecting me. My therapist probably would not condone me drinking the whole bottle, but I wanted to feel something. I just feel a little bit slower. Woozy. Mr. Woozy. Did I not drink enough? Oh, okay. Oh. 9:14. I'm in a drink. I drank it. The whole bottle. Wow. I wasn't really expecting to do that. And I'm definitely feeling lighter. I mean, it's affected me for sure. I can feel it. The thing that I don't really understand still is like why this would be a desired state to be around people. I don't understand it. I really don't. Do I feel like my social anxiety is gone? No, I don't feel that. I drank an entire bottle of wine. And I could feel it in my head. I could feel it right now. I guess part of me was wishing that I would be funnier when I would drink alcohol, but obviously that's not the case. I knew it. I'm smart, okay? I knew how I would react to alcohol, even though I'd never taken it before. The way I am right now, if I was at like a party or something, I would just go away, because I know that I'm not aware and I'm not as me as I want to be. So I would just like go away. It wouldn't help me. I know that. It's 9:20. 2 hours later. SpongeBob title. I don't know, it's like sometimes when people get drunk, people drink at weddings and like they want to dance and stuff. Like, I don't want to dance right now. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Is there still a threshold that I haven't crossed? Do I need to drink 2 bottles of wine? Or I start like wanting to dance? I just don't understand the value of alcohol and like social perception. I just don't get it. Like, why do people want to feel this way when they're around people? I don't understand the value of it. I feel like a freaking idiot. It is kind of a numbing feeling. So I understand, like, if you're feeling pain or something, how this could help. But in a social anxiety perspective, taking a social anxiety perspective, I don't understand how this would be a preferable state. I notice like I'm like kind of squinting to kind of focus. Because if I keep my eyes open, it's like, oh, ooh, that doesn't feel good. Whenever you see kind of like drunkenness on TV, people are just kind of like funnier. But I'm just kind of like squintier. Like I'm just trying to focus. This would not help my social anxiety at all, because I'm still self-aware of like me, Anthony, who I am, but I'm just kind of slower and stupider. Like, I don't want to be stupid around people. I want people to think I'm smart. Why would I want to be like this? I don't understand. I really don't. Like, some people have said like drinking helps my social anxiety. That's something that I don't understand. But I don't know. What do you think? Comment below, Dalton. Do you think I should drink 2 bottles to actually feel? No, there's no way. I feel like if I drink any more than I'm drinking right now, I would be sick. But I have to say that like I feel kind of hyper aware of what I'm doing. And I thought that the alcohol would make you feel less aware of what you're doing. I feel kind of hyper aware of my senses, even though I'm kind of slower than I should be, like normally. I guess I'm just a boring drunk. But come on. Okay. I mean, it's not perfect, but... So what time is it? It's 9:43. I'm trying not to put on an act, like, well, I'm super drunk right now. But yeah, I definitely feel an effect of it, and a lightness, and you could probably tell. I do feel kind of like I have to focus to like understand what I want to say. But I'm still self-aware, like I can think about myself watching this video later and being like, oh my god, you look like such an idiot. Like, you can't even think. My face feels freaking numb, man. It's crazy. Why, like, people go to the pub or whatever, and they're like, I want to feel drunk. Why is the way I'm feeling right now an aspirational feeling? Like, I aspire to feel that way when I'm feeling bad. Because that's what people feel. They're like, I want to feel drunk right now because, like, my wife is mad at me or whatever. My life is bad. I just got fired. I want to feel drunk right now. I don't understand why this is a aspirational feeling. But I gotta tell ya, I don't feel like my social anxiety has gone away. I don't get it. If anybody's watching and they're like, I like to feel drunk to help me with my social anxiety, could you please explain why that helps you? Because I don't understand. It's kind of like a magical idea. Like, oh, when you get drunk, like, all your social anxiety goes away and you just want to dance all day. And like, you're super happy and you want to dance through the night. I don't feel that right now. But like, what do you think? Do you think I need to drink more? I don't feel nauseous, but like, I mean, I drank an entire bottle of wine, so it's probably not great, but I needed to do this to prove to myself that drinking was not anything that would ever help me. Weird feeling. I knew that this is what it would feel like. Just like, oh, a pressure in your head. I guess in my head, like I'd always seen so much TV and movies about like people getting drunk, and it just seemed like a magical thing. I was like, oh, like all your inhibitions are gone. But right now, the way I'm feeling, I don't want to be around people. And I knew that's how I would feel. I knew it. Okay, I feel like I'm starting to be a little bit loopy, but can you tell? It's pretty interesting the way I'm feeling right now. I guess something that's coming to mind right now is like people who drink a lot, like they make terrible decisions, but I don't really understand. Like if I'm in the state that I am right now, I would say like, no, I shouldn't drive. I feel weird. Like, I don't think I could drive right now. Like, that's always the cliche of people being like, oh no, I'm fine, I can drive. I don't feel that way right now. I feel a little bit weird. I wouldn't trust myself if I could drive right now. Yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed too. And that embarrassment proves that like I still have some self-awareness. Like I'm embarrassed, like, oh, I only drank a bottle of wine. Why are you so slow? Like you only drink a bottle, who cares? What time? I think it's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. I mean, yeah, definitely. Definitely I'm feeling something, and you could probably see that it's affected me in some way. The 750 milliliters of wine has affected me. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like this is how I would act if my head kind of hurt and I was just kind of slower, like less cognitively able to speak and to do things. But those both feel like negative aspects. Like I feel stupider than I usually am. So why would I want to feel this way when I'm around people? This seems so stupid. What am I just talking in circles? Saying the same thing over and over again. This is the stupidest video. I don't know. Like if the alcohol really worked, wouldn't I be feeling like good about myself? Wouldn't I be feeling like you're a genius? I don't know what else there is to say, except I should probably go to sleep right now. This was a bad idea. Thank you, Dalton, for your comments this week. I don't know what I did wrong. I drank the gross foot wine. If you can notice my voice volume, I'm quieter. That doesn't fit with the narrative of like, oh, when you're drunk you're like singing and stuff. That's not what's happening right now. I want to be quieter because I feel a little bit. If I talk louder I'll be more sick. I haven't noticed any difference in my personality. I haven't noticed any beneficial effect. Alcohol, wine, whatever, has not helped me at all. That's good. Good news for my liver, I guess. next week we will try CBT gummies. Alright, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. I might throw up. Okay. Yeah, hey, it's the next day. It's 9:15 right now. I felt like I needed to have an ending because I feel like when I finished yesterday, I just was like, bye, I'm gonna throw up, and then I left. So it definitely affected me. That's something that I wanted to say, and I wanted to record this too because to show like I had all the effects. It must have affected me because I feel sick. You don't get sick unless you reach a point where you've had enough alcohol for it to affect you, right? Right? That's the premise. I didn't change that much. My hypothesis, which was I'll get sick before it affects my personality because I just have less like crazy stubbornness to always be like in control, or like my willpower or something. My social anxiety, my whatever you want to call it, it's not going to affect my personality. I need enough alcohol for that to happen, where once I get to that point, I would just be sick and be barfing. And that's totally how I felt last night when I left. I was in no state at that point to be around people. If I was like dancing and stuff, I would have just been like throwing up on people, and I was still self-aware enough at that point where like I would have been really embarrassed if I did that. I was close. I felt like I was really close to getting to a point where I was starting to get foggy and like not remember things, because I went to the bathroom after I finished this video last night, and I took the trash out of the can, and I took the can into the bedroom, and then I woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh, did I do that? I don't really remember taking the trash can into the bedroom. I didn't notice any value of any benefit at all from when I, at any point from drinking the bottle at 0 to the full bottle, of being any different. I mean, part of me, like, if you want to get profound / pretentious, based on if you like me or not, I can use this as proof that, like, there is nothing underneath. This is who I am. I guess part of me always felt like there's a cool, amazing person underneath all this anxiety. And so, like, once I was thinking about, like, oh, drink alcohol and that'll remove, like, that shell, and then you'll find the cool person underneath. I drank the alcohol, and there was nobody different, which you could look at as a good thing or a bad thing. The good thing is, like, you're already the cool person, right? There's no amazing person underneath. It's like it's who you are. And the bad thing can be, like, when I'm on my bad days, it'd be like, oh, but there's no cool person underneath, and so it's just this weird, awkward loser on the top. That's who you are. But I'll try to focus on the good part. I was feeling like this morning, I almost kind of have, like, less empathy now for people who drink and do bad things. I don't understand how that works. I mean, I still have not reached the point where I drink and, like, I black out. But, like, how do you still function at that point? How are you not just, like, passed out in a gutter? How do you, like, hit your kid with a belt or something? Like, you hear people say, like, oh, I'm an angry drunk. And I always thought, like, oh, because like when you drink, you turn into a different person. And I've even heard some people say like, oh, sometimes when you drink, like your true self, in wine there's truth. What's that saying? Wait a minute, like maybe you're just a bad person. Like it didn't change me that much. So part of me is like thinking about like other people, like they lied to me this whole time. They were being jerks and blaming the alcohol, but they were just terrible people. I don't know. Like I had more empathy before, which doesn't make sense because it's not possible to have empathy if I hadn't gone through the situation that they went through. But I had more sympathy or whatever for them. They were like, oh yeah, I murdered somebody, but I was drunk. I was drunk driving. Like, what? I would have never gotten in a car yesterday because I was just be like so sick, unless like I was forced to. But if somebody came and took my keys, I'd be like, oh yeah, I can't drive right now. I feel kind of barfy. I would never be like angry or I don't understand. Yeah, I mean, I was aware, like if someone came to me and they're like, you can't drive right now, I'd be like, yeah, I can tell like my motor functions are not super great and I'm a little bit wobbly, like I can even feel my face is numb, like probably not in a good state to drive. So I have it feels like I have almost no sympathy now for people who do bad things when they're drunk, which is interesting. I mean, I don't like being that person. I want to have sympathy. I guess maybe that's a worry I've had too, is like, maybe I'm a terrible person and I shouldn't go around people because I might say something terrible or do something terrible. But like even after drinking a bottle of wine, I didn't want to say or do anything terrible. Man, my mouth is dry. Is this a good breakfast? I got the muffin and I got some tea. But I knew it wouldn't affect me. I knew it. I had such a strong feeling. But I promised, like, I was going into the video like, if the wine affects me, like I want to see it and I want to know, and like I'm open to it. I want to feel better. I want to have an experience where like alcohol makes me happier and weirder and funnier. But it didn't happen. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'll watch the video back and be like, oh my god, you're so different. If that's true, I'll put like a little thing at the end of this and be like, well, wait, I was totally wrong. But I don't see that. I don't see it. The way I feel right now is how I remember feeling last night. Up until the end where I was like, I'm gonna go barf, and I left. Yeah, I'm just feeling very, like the most obstinate I've ever felt. Like going through all the experiences, or all the interactions in my head where people, I mean, it's mostly just like TV and movies, but like where people talk about like, oh, I was drunk and I did this thing, and oh, I was drunk and it changed, and I went to a party and I was drunk, and like millions and millions of times heard that, seen people on TV be drunk or whatever, Jersey Shore or whatever. And now I'm thinking like, if they felt the way I felt last night, why did they make such a big deal about the drunkenness? Like, that was just you, man. Really. Like, I was being really stubborn, like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. But I was like, well, you keep saying that, but, like, you've never had any alcohol before, so it's probably gonna hit you like a truck, like, how different an experience it is. It never came. It never felt different. Yeah, I mean, when I see people who are drunk, like they've had alcohol, and in my experience, I've been like, I don't really notice that much of a difference with you. You seem kind of normal. Like when I went to the lake and my cousins had a couple beers, I was like, you don't seem any different. The only time in my life there's been like a difference noted is when people have told me that they were drunk and they're like, oh, I was drunk and I was being all crazy. But I never experienced anybody being drunk and being crazy to me, which is the thing. I'm like, is it all just a lie? What's going on? This is such a weird thing for me. I don't understand it. I mean, this video is just for me pretty much. I'm not worried about... Maybe I'll make a condensed version or something. It's probably going to be like an hour long. I just wanted to record my first experience drinking alcohol. And maybe after I watch the videos back, I'll notice something more profound or something, but right now those are my thoughts. Hypothesis proven. Jesus, did you really like wine? Nah. I was just doing it because everybody else was doing it. This is going to be super helpful. This is another thought I'm having, which is like, now when you go places, like you have an opinion on wine, and it's like, I don't like it. Which is because part of the anxiety was always like, well, I don't know what I feel about wine, and like, so when people ask me, they're like, oh, do you drink? I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, I never have before, but I know how to drink, so I guess I could. And then I just feel awkward in that position. But now if someone offered me wine, I'd be like, nah, I don't want it. It doesn't do anything for me. I wish it did. I mean, I don't wish it did. It's good that it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, if it did, I wouldn't lie about it. I wouldn't come here and lie to myself, because these are my honest opinions. I don't know what incentive I have to lie here and be like, oh no, the wine didn't make me different at all. I have no incentive really to do that. I want to know the truth about me. And I have incentive to like lie to other people, obviously, like anybody does, but I don't have an incentive to lie right now to myself. But God, remember that movie The Hangover? I hate hangover movies now. I hate drunk TV show, drunk movie plot lines now. It's so dumb. I didn't really hate it before, because I'm just like, oh, that's like what happens when you drink, and I never drank. No, it's not. You punch Mike Tyson or whatever? Why would you do that? Whoa, I had a crazy night last night. But like, just know that if you drink and you do something bad, it's probably because you're a bad person. No, I don't think I believe that, but I believe it more than I believed it yesterday. I thought it through. My experiment, I'm like, while I was doing it, I'm like, okay, am I drinking too fast? Maybe I should drink a little bit slower, because I don't want the physical effects to get me before I feel like that buzzed, like, high that people experience, where they're like happy and like, ooh, they're like lighter. Like that point, remember when I had like 500 milliliters? I still didn't really feel anything, and I took like a 30-minute kind of like break, waiting for effects. I didn't really feel sick at that point, but I didn't really feel any benefit of like a personality change. I'm thinking now about like, if I had a kid, I don't think I would be angry if they drank. I mean, the thing you always have to worry about is drinking too much and like dying. Or like drinking so much that you kind of black out, and then you like end up somewhere, and then you get sex trafficked or something. I don't. So like, as long as you drink and you don't go crazy, and like you have friends there who like you trust and will take care of you, it seems fine. I would just tell them, like, my experience is that you don't need it. It doesn't do anything. It just makes you kind of sick, and it's not really fun. So, I mean, do it if you want, but I don't think you'll like it. Because I didn't like it, and you're my son, so apparently you're supposed to be like me or whatever. I don't know. I mean, in that way, it is a good thing. Because I feel like if I never had this experience and I had like a kid or something, which I'm thinking way too far in the future, always, but I'd be like, you can never drink. You're a bad person for drinking. I'm never gonna have that opinion. Like, it's just a drink. Doesn't mean anything. We put so much weight on this, like, alcohol thing in society, and I'm like, I don't get it. It's just grape juice that tastes like feet and makes you sick. That's all there is to it. There's no greater meaning. There's nothing weightier to it. That's it. It's just, in my entire life, the alcohol thing has always been this kind of like monolith of I don't know, just like, I don't know, just like this big weighty thing in my head, like alcohol is crazy. It's this big thing, this big important thing in society. And now I'm just like, I don't get it. It's just like, yeah, it's just grape juice that tastes like feet and makes you a little barfy. So yeah, this could be like a series of me trying things. I mean, it started obviously with the coffee, and then with the cursing, and then with the wine. Like, those are the three big things I can think of that I wanted to try to like just feel more normal and test, like, in a safe environment, like, how do I feel with this thing? And now I could like try it around other people and not feel like a weirdo for being like, you've never had wine before? Yeah, obviously, if you like drinking, there's a place in society for it, but I don't really see why, and what, and my place in society has nothing to do with alcohol, really. So those are my two thoughts, and see you tomorrow.